From Dooley Health and Care Field in Joliet, Illinois, this afternoon it is CCAC baseball, as today it will be a CCAC matchup between the homestanding University of St. Francis Fighting Saints against the visiting Roosevelt University Lakers in the first of a three-game weekend series here in Joliet. Hi again, everybody, and good afternoon. A little bit of a belated good afternoon to you all. I'm Tom Westenfeld. Great to have you along with us here during our basically a combined St. Francis and Roosevelt University broadcast here today. But regardless, we're glad to have you along with us. A little bit late, as we said, a little bit of a belated good afternoon, as this game originally slated to be getting underway about 3 p.m., and it's pushed back because of the length of a previous game, a high school game that was played here earlier on today. I think that started around noon or 1 p.m., not sure, but either way, this game originally scheduled for a 3 p.m. start, but now we're right around 3:35 Central Daylight Savings Time as we come on the air. This game featuring two teams right now that have had kind of opposite starts in the CCAC here in 2023. St. Francis coming in overall 8 victories and 21 defeats, and they are 3-5 in the early going this year in the CCAC, while the Lakers are at 16-7 overall, and they are 5-2 are the Roosevelt Lakers so far in the CCAC. St. Francis trying to snap what right now is a 2-game losing streak, and Roosevelt trying to extend what for them right now is a 2-game win streak. Lakers and St. Francis originally scheduled to play tomorrow here at Dooley Health and Care Field and finish up the series on Saturday with a doubleheader, but with the anticipated weather, they have moved the scheduling all around. They have pushed today's game back. They have pushed yesterday's game back to today. I should say tomorrow's game back to today, and then Saturday's games will be played on Sunday. So there you have it, and the two head coaches have brought out the lineup cards to the umpires, and St. Francis now taking the field. And without further ado, we'll bring you the batting orders for this afternoon's ball game. For the visiting Roosevelt University Lakers, it'll be Bryce Heyman leading it off in center field. And then it'll be Danny Gutierrez, the shortstop, batting second, followed by Sean Blanchard, the designated hitter. Hunter Darst will be batting in the number 4 spot and catching today. Then it'll be Sherman Martin batting fifth and at second base, followed by Diego Munoz, the third baseman, batting in the number 6 spot. Jalen Hurd batting seventh and at first base. Then it'll be Ben Compton, the right fielder, batting in the number 8 spot. And then it'll be JoJo Mack batting ninth and in left field today for Roosevelt University's Lakers, as it'll be Mac Malcheski on the mound today. Malcheski, the right-hander, on the mound today for St. Francis. Again, getting underway on a chilly day here. Temperatures on the car thermometer driving down, getting up around, I'd say, 51 or 52 degrees. Have not checked the official temperature as of yet. But a chilly day, a little bit of a breezy day as well, under kind of a mixed sky overhead, as we do have a cloud cover, but it's a kind of a thin layer of cloud cover, and the sunlight is able to filter through here at Dooley Health and Care Field as we get ready to go for game number 1 of this, what will be an extended 3-game series. And I say extended in the manner of the scheduling of the dates for the series, as this series now will be going on a Monday through, I should say, it'll be going through a Thursday through Sunday schedule as we close in officially on the weekend. And we're going to close in on the first pitch here, and Bryce Heyman will lead it off for Olivet, for Roosevelt rather. Roosevelt coming in off a series against Olivet Nazarene. Their last game was suspended after a 90-minute rain delay on Sunday. That was at Roosevelt's home field at Ozinga Field in Crestwood. So the Lakers will have that game resumed. We're getting underway here today, and the first pitch will be, looks like, in there for a called strike, and so the count quickly 0-1 here to Bryce Heyman. Here's the set now, and the next pitch Heyman takes, and that'll be in there for a called strike. And the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. That first pitch on the board, a strike. I did not see the right arm of the umpire go up, but either way, 0-2 on the board. Malcheski into the wide, and the pitch swung on, hit in the air to right field, dropping quickly in short right field. It'll fall in for a base hit. And so that's the way the ball game begins. So Heyman drops a single into right field. Heyman making his first start in quite a while. He was hurt earlier on this year on a trip to Florida. Had an ankle injury, I believe it was, as he rounded second base on a base hit in one of the games that Roosevelt participated in Florida. And now here's the shortstop, Daniel Gutierrez. So runner boarded first, and the first pitch, and that'll be lobbed well left of home plate, and it'll go to the backstop here. It'll look like Malcheski there tried to stop his delivery and let loose with a ball, and on the play, Bryce Heyman able to go to second base. So Roosevelt with a runner in scoring position in the early going here. That last pitch was not posted on the board, no result, so here's a swing and a foul off to the right out of play. And so we'll go with an 0-1 count right now to Gutierrez. He'll be followed by Sean Blanchard and then Hunter Darst. Gutierrez coming in, leading the team, .441 batting average, no home runs, 19 runs batted in, as we play in the top of the first inning. And now it is on the board, a 1-1 count. So 1 ball, 1 strike the count, and the pitch. Swung on around eye level, that pitch came in, popped up short right field again. Coming on, the catch will be made, and that'll be the first out of the inning. Gio Pappas coming in right field to make the play, and so 1 away in the inning for Roosevelt. As Gutierrez pops to short right field, Sean Blanchard, the DH now, will step in for Roosevelt. Blanchard, a .326 hitter this season, has 3 home runs and 17 runs batted in. He's second on the team in home runs with 3. Jalen Hurd leads the way with 4. Here's the set now by Malcheski, and the pitch. That'll be fouled off to the right out of play, and it's 0-1 to Blanchard. Malcheski this year, 3-2 with a 4.10 ERA. This is his 9th appearance. His 8th start of the year, 37 1/3 innings coming into the game as he comes set here. 1-on-1 out, top of the first inning. A turn and a throw to second base, but the runner back in safely. As we said, Malcheski, 37 1/3 innings, 33 hits, 19 runs, 17 of them were earned, 24 walks, and 19 strikeouts. Opponents hitting .236 against him. Now he'll come to the plate. Pitch comes in high and tight. And the count 1-1. So 1's on the board all across. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Here in the top of the first inning. Just underway from Joliet, Illinois. Malcheski comes set now. And the 1-1. That'll be a heater in for a called strike on the outer half. So that makes it a ball and 2 strikes. So 1-2 the count. Roosevelt trying to cash in an early runner in scoring position. Roosevelt coming into this game hitting .294 as a team. There's another fastball, looked like, with a little bit of movement, came in low and outside. And that'll square it up now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Heyman takes his lead at second base. Here's the set. And the 2-2. Swung on, drilled to left center field. That'll drop in for a base hit. A little bit of a delayed start there at second base, so Heyman will stop at third, and Roosevelt now with runners at the corners with 1 away in the inning. A well-struck ball there by Blanchard. And now Hunter Darst a chance to knock in a run for Roosevelt. Darst hitting .329. No home runs and 20 runs batted in. So we play here in the top of the first inning. Runners take their leads at first and third. Malcheski in some early trouble, deals, and that'll be up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Sherman Martin, the second baseman, next, and then it'll be Diego Munoz if we continue on that far. You can hear the wind blowing a little bit through our effects mic. As we said at the top of the broadcast, a breezy day. There's a throw to first, and it short hops in, knocked down at first base. Runner coming in from third, and he will score, and Roosevelt takes an early 1-0 lead. So Heyman coming in to score. He had a head-first slide. He didn't need it. There was no play at the plate. And I guess that'll be scored in E1. And either way, Roosevelt with a lead by a score of 1-0. Runner remaining at first base. Here's the set of the pitch. And that'll be in there for a called strike. And that'll even the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Roosevelt able to get their leadoff hitter aboard here, and they move him over and move him in. And it is a 1-0 lead here for Roosevelt. Here's the set. Long pause on the pitch. Curve in for a called strike. Good movement on that pitch there. And Hunter Darst now in a 1-2 count. So a ball and 2 strikes, 1 away in the inning, a run in, and 1 aboard for Roosevelt. And the pitch. A little bit of a golf swing there, and it's bounced back foul behind home plate. And will hold at a ball and 2 strikes. Roosevelt coming into this game, 309 total bases, a .418 team slugging percentage, and a .403 team on-base percentage. Here's the set, and the pitch. This is a jam shot, and it's pulled down the left field line. It'll be a fair ball rolling toward the corner. Rounding second now, heading for third, Blanchard. And it'll be a 2-base hit for Roosevelt, and the Lakers have runners at second and third. Darst pulling that one down the line. Eric Maffey in left field able to track it down, then got the ball in quickly. But a 2-base hit, runners at second and third for Sherman Martin now for Roosevelt. Martin hitting at .372 this season, has a home run and 16 runs batted in, and a chance to drive in a pair here potentially with a base hit. And here's the set now, and the first pitch. And that'll be a strike on the inner half, and it's 0-1 for Martin.
Jack Kiefer.
Righty versus righty here. Jack Kiefer is running for Hunter Darst, by the way. There's a swing and a line drive to right field, in for a base hit. 1 run will score. Trailing runner being held up at third. It's a 2-0 Roosevelt lead. So Blanchard scores the second Roosevelt run of the inning. Sherman Martin with the RBI. And Roosevelt out to a quick start in this game.
Batting number 17, Diego Munoz.
And here's Diego Munoz. Munoz, a .375 hitter. No home runs, 18 runs batted in. This first pitch will be pushed back, and so it's 0-1 here now to Munoz. So far Roosevelt, 2 runs on 3 hits, make that 4 hits in the inning. Heyman, Blanchard, Darst, and Martin have all reached base. Swinging a foul off to the right, out of play. Munoz, right-handed batter, steps out of the box, now back in. Here's the set and the pitch. Low and outside, runner from first going, and no play at second, so runners at second and third as Sherman Martin steals a base for Roosevelt. And here's the set. And the pitch. Jammed him, and it's fisted to the left side of the mound. Glove there on the inside part of the infield at third base. Throw across the diamond from Martinez at third, in time for the out. Runners having to hold there, and there are now 2 away in the inning. That'll bring up Jalen Hurd, the first baseman for Roosevelt. Hurd, for the most part this year, has been around the middle part of the batting order. Today he hits in the number 7 spot, and he'll try to drive in perhaps a couple of runs if he can get a single here. Roosevelt with a lead, 2-0 in the top of the first inning. First pitch here, just high, maybe a little bit outside. 1 ball and no strikes for Hurd. Jalen Hurd this year, 274. A team leading 4 home runs and 26 runs batted in. Here's the next pitch. Swing and a miss at a breaking ball. Hurd swinging through that, and that evens the count 1-1. Top of the first inning, and a second run in now for Roosevelt as they have a lead by a score of 2-0. Here's the set and the pitch. Strike called on the outer half. Hurd taking there all the way, but he's now behind at a ball and 2 strikes. Hurd, right-handed batter, awaits. And the 1-2 in the dirt. Good stop behind the plate there. Count squared now, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dan Gusol behind the plate there. Good stop, and the runner's having to stay put. Here's the set. And Hurd awaits, takes the pitch high and away to make it 3-2. Full count for Jalen Hurd, the 7th Roosevelt Laker to bat in the inning. 3 balls, 2 strikes. And the payoff. Strike 3 called. Hurd thought he had a walk. The umpire decides otherwise, and that'll end the inning. But Roosevelt on the board as they pick up 2 runs in the inning. 2 runs on 4 hits. 2 left on base. And after a half inning, it is Roosevelt 2, St. Francis coming to bat. This is CCAC baseball. All right, we head now to the bottom of the first inning, and Roosevelt out to a quick 2-0 lead, so Kerry Zacey on the mound for Roosevelt's Lakers. Alex Martinez, the third baseman for St. Francis, leading it off. Zacey into the wind, and the first pitch. And it'll be, look like upstairs for ball 1. Yes, it was up high. 1 ball, no strikes for Martinez. He'll be followed by Josh Kernbauer, the designated hitter, then John McGuire at second base. Then it'll be Eric Maffey, the left fielder, followed by Brian Hidalgo, the shortstop. Quinn McGuire batting 6th in at first base as AC kicks and deals. That'll be a fastball up high. Gio Pappas batting in the number 7 spot in right field, followed by Dan Gusol, the catcher. And then it'll be Max Montgomery, the center fielder, hitting in the number 9 spot. Next pitch up high, and that'll be ball 4. So a leadoff walk for Alex Martinez for St. Francis. And that'll bring to the plate the DH, Josh Kernbauer. Kerry Zacey on the mound as we set for Roosevelt. Zacey this year 4-1 with a 3.18 earned run average. 34 innings pitched, 29 hits, 16 runs, 12 earned. He's walked 27 and struck out 27. Opponents hitting .232 against him. He has to deal with a leadoff walk here as there's a curveball in for a called strike. 0-1 to Kernbauer. Kernbauer, a .314 hitter, has a home run and 7 runs batted in. And the pitch, look out, high and inside. Kernbauer ducking out of the way of that one. 1 ball, 1 strike here. Roosevelt with a pair of runs in the top of the first inning. St. Francis trying to strike back here early. 1 ball, 1 strike. Zacey comes set in the pitch. It'll be in the dirt, and it'll be blocked behind the plate there by Hunter Darst. Count goes to 2-1 to the number 2 hitter in the St. Francis order. St. Francis, coming into this game, 3 victories and 10 defeats so far at home here in 2023, swinging a high pop-up right side out of play. And that'll make it 2 balls and 2 strikes. Kernbauer steps back in the box, now back into his regular stance, kind of crowds the plate. Righty versus righty here. Here comes the 2-2, no pitch. It'll be a throw to first base and the runner back in safely. Great to have you along with us on this chilly Thursday afternoon. Trying to keep all of the dates of the reschedules straight as we try to let you know who's playing and when. Swinging a flare out to short right field. That'll drop in for a base hit, and runners at first and second now for St. Francis.
Now batting the second baseman, number 11, John McGuire.
So Alex Martinez goes to second on the play. Here's John McGuire now for St. Francis. And the Fighting Saints right now have a chance to get on the board with a runner in scoring position in the bottom of the first inning. There's a bunt back out to Zacey, front edge of the mound, looks to third, has no play and throws to first. Successful sacrifice here. Martinez to third, Kernbauer to second, and with one away, Eric Maffey will step to the plate. So Maffey stands in, a .337 hitter this season, has 8 home runs and 23 runs batted in, and a chance to drive in 2. Potentially, he can tie the game with a base hit. Swing and a miss. Took a mighty swing there, but came up empty on the first offering from Kerry Zacey, and so Maffey behind 0-1. Bottom of the first inning, 2-0 Roosevelt with lead, but St. Francis threatening here in the bottom half of the opening frame. Here's the 0-1, high and away to even it up 1 ball and 1 strike. St. Francis, a 3-5 record in the CCAC coming into the game. There's a swing and a ball, lofted and into center field for a base hit. 1 run will score. Second runner being waved around third base. Here's the throw to the plate, a little bit offline, and it's a 2-2 game on a 2-run single by Eric Maffey. So Martinez and Kernbauer score. And now that'll bring up Brian Hidalgo. So just like that, the early Roosevelt lead is erased. Hidalgo standing in, a .304 hitter this season, has a home run and 18 runs batted in. First pitch to him, and that's a curve in for a called strike over the outer half of the plate. 0-1 to Hidalgo. Zacey looks over his left shoulder there, takes a peek at first base. Now he delivers, runner going, swinging a high fly ball. Looks like it has a little bit of carry to it. Right center field, who wants it? It'll be caught in center field by Heyman for the out. So 2 away, and here's Quinn McGuire. Quinn McGuire hitting at an even 200 this year. Has a home run and is driven in a pair. First pitch to him, and he fouls it back out of play, and it is 0-1. Gio Pappas next, then Dan Gusol for St. Francis, as we have a new ball game. 2-2 game, each team scoring twice here in the opening frame. Zacey comes set, throw to first base in low. Good pick there by Jalen Hurd as the runner came back in safely, but Hurd able to avoid a misplay there and keep the runner at first base. Zacey comes set in the pitch. That'll be up high. So 1-1 the count to Quinn McGuire. Zacey quickly back on the rubber. Here's the set. throw to first base. Again, one hopping in. And again, Hurd able to make a nice backhand play there as the runner back in head first. All right, here's the set now by Carey's AC. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Good change of speeds there by Zacy, getting McGuire to swing through it, and Quinn McGuire now behind at 1-2. So a ball and 2 strikes. Gio Pappas awaits on deck. Throw to first base, and now they have the runner in a rundown between first and second. Hurd tosses. I believe that'll be to the shortstop, Gutierrez, who applies the tag, and that'll end the inning. So an inning ending out on the bases, and that will close out the frame. But St. Francis able to pull even as they pick up 2 runs in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and in the end, nobody left on base. And after 1, we are tied at 2 between Roosevelt and St. Francis. This is CCAC baseball. Heading to the top of the second inning in a 2-2 game, as it'll be 8, 9, and 1 in the Roosevelt order coming up. So Ben Compton will lead it off here for the Lakers. And Mac Malcheski, his team picking him up, and he is now back in an even ball game as the first pitch swung on and missed by Compton. So he's quickly behind at 0-1. It'll be Compton followed by JoJo Mack, then back to the top of the order, and Bryce Heyman for Roosevelt. Malcheski into the line in the pitch. Jammed him there, and a swing and a miss by Compton, so he's quickly behind at 0-2. So each team with a pair in the first inning. Malcheski, the graduate pitcher, 6'5", 215 from Mount Prospect, Illinois, went to Prospect High School out of the Mid-Suburban League. Next pitch off the outside edge, and that makes it a ball and 2 strikes. Righty versus righty. And the pitch. Over but low. And the bat will continue. Compton, right-handed batter, standing in. Here's the set, the 2-2 pitch. Swinging a high fly ball. Right field. Pappas is there. Moves in a few steps, makes the catch for out number 1. So Compton retired for the first out of the Roosevelt second, and that'll bring up the left fielder, JoJo Mack. JoJo Mack, a .312 hitter. No home runs, 8 runs batted in. He has spent most of the year in the leadoff slot for the Lakers in the batting order, hitting in the number 9 spot here, and the first pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 to JoJo Mack. Here's the set now by Malcheski in the pitch. That'll be down and away to even it up 1-1. And just to clarify, looks like on that pickoff throw back in the first inning, I had speculated there might be an error. No error charged to Malcheski in that first inning. There's a swing and a foul back. 1-2 here to JoJo Mack. So right now, Roosevelt 2 runs, 4 hits, and St. Francis 2 runs and 2 hits. Here's the pitch. Swinging a bouncer to the left side of the mound, directly at short on 2 hops. Glove there, throw to first a little bit low, but the play made at first there. Hidalgo throwing a little bit low, but Quinn McGuire able to reel that in and a nice backhand catch at first base. That's the second out of the inning.
Now batting center fielder number 1.
And back to the top of the order for Roosevelt and Bryce Heyman. Heyman singled and then later scored back in the first inning, scoring the first Roosevelt run of the game. 2-2 tie, top of 2, and the first pitch to Heyman is outside for ball 1. One ball and no strikes. And the next pitch looked like came in around knee-high level there, and I believe it was called a little bit low to make it 2 balls and no strikes. Malchevsky working quickly. This next pitch high and tight. Daniel Gutierrez would be next if the inning continues for Roosevelt. 2-2 game. 2 out, nobody on. Top of the second inning here in Joliet, Illinois. Glad you've joined us. Here's the set. And the pitch. Taken in there for a called strike, and the at-bat will continue. Righty versus lefty here as Heyman awaits. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. That'll fill it up. 3 balls and 2 strikes now. Heyman out of the box, then quickly back in. And here's the payoff. Swinging a high pop-up, short left field. Who's going to call for it here? Shortstop Hidalgo going out, but instead it'll be Eric Matthew calls for it, makes the catch to end the inning. So in the inning for Roosevelt, very different second inning as opposed to the first. In the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, none left on base. And we go bottom 2, 2-2 game. This is CCAC baseball. We head to the bottom of the second inning. It'll be Quinn McGuire to lead it off now for St. Francis. It'll be McGuire, Pappas, and Gusol due up here for the Fighting Saints in a 2-2 ball game. So we head to the bottom of the second inning. Both teams scoring twice in the first inning. Roosevelt not able to score in the top half of the second. Swinging a high fly ball, right center field. And converging on it there, right fielder and center fielder. And calling for it there, Bryce Heyman, who makes a running catch for out number 1. So McGuire flies to center fielder, and here's the right fielder, Gio Pappas. Pappas, a .222 hitter this season, has a home run and 6 runs batted in. First pitch to him, and it'll be low and away, ball 1 and no strikes here to Gio Pappas. Well, Mac Malchevsky was able to settle down in the top half of this inning, and Kerry Zacey trying to do the same for Roosevelt here in the bottom half of the frame after each pitcher allowing 2 runs in the opening inning as the last pitch coming in down low. 2 balls and no strikes they count. Zacey into the wide and the delivery. And that'll be down low. Makes it 3-0. Zacey in danger of issuing his second walk of the game. He walked Alex Martinez to start off the St. Francis first inning. 3-0, really popping into the catcher's mitt, but it came in high, and so that's a 1-out walk for Gio Pappas.
Now the catcher, number 25, Dan Gusel.
So Dan Gusol now will step to the plate to the strains of Careless Whisper. I believe that was a Wham tune. I think that was before George Michael went off on his solo career. Way back in the 1980s, there's a fastball missing inside, 1 ball, no strikes to Gusol. He'll be followed by Max Montgomery, and then back to the top of the order and Alex Martinez if we continue on that far. We play in the bottom of the second inning. 2-2 ball game. Here's the next pitch. Curve in for a called strike. Well-placed pitch there. Evens the count at a ball and a strike. Gusol out of the box, now back in. Stance set kind of back in the batter's box. Here's the 1-1. In for a called strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Righty versus righty here as AC comes set. The 1-2. Swung on and hit well, stroked out to short left field. That'll fall in for a base hit. So St. Francis now with 2 on in the inning as Gusol singles. Just kind of served it out to short left field. And a chance for Max Montgomery now to drive in a run. Got a pinch runner coming into the game for St. Francis. Not able to yet identify him. As either way, 2 on now for St. Francis. First pitch here, and it'll come in on a heater a little bit low. 1 ball, no strikes to Max Montgomery. Looked like Montgomery had a thought to bunt on that pitch. Stacey comes set now, and the delivery. There's a bunt pushed to the right side. Goes past the mound. AC gloves, tries to underhand it with his glove hand there. And I think that would have been too late anyway. Jalen Hurd was not able to hold on to it at first base. But I think it would have been a moot point had he caught the ball, as everybody's safe and the bases are now loaded for St. Francis. So St. Francis now with a golden opportunity here. And that'll bring us back to the top of the order and Alex Martinez. Great opportunity here. Bases are loaded with 1 away in the inning in a 2-2 game. First pitch here, a curveball. Looked like came in maybe a little bit high, and it's 1-0 to Martinez. Martinez walked and then later came around to score for St. Francis in the first inning. Zacey comes set in the pitch. In the dirt, gets away here from Hunter Darstu, tracks it down right to the home plate area, and the runners on base have to stay put. 2-0 now to Martinez. That's Jake Vera, by the way, running at second base now. For Gusol, here's the next pitch, swinging a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Jalen Hurd going after it, makes an over-the-shoulder catch, and the runners will not advance. So Martinez is the second out of the inning, and here's Josh Kernbauer. Good play there by Jalen Hurd, who made an over-the-shoulder catch running away from the home plate area toward the bullpen down the right field line. And that's a play there where if you don't turn around quickly enough, that runner from third can tag up and score, but everybody's staying put. Kernbauer 1 for 1 with a single and a run scored. First pitch to him here is in for a called strike, and it's 0-1. John McGuire would be next if the inning continues. Kerry Zacey trying to strand 3 and keep the game tied here in the bottom of the second inning. Zacey out of the stretch and the pitch. Swinging a high fly ball. Medium deep right center field, and there is Heyman to make the catch to end the inning. And the threat fades for St. Francis. So in the inning, St. Francis threatening, but they're unable to score. No runs in the inning. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 3 left on base. And after 2, it remains tied at 2. This is CCAC baseball. Back with you from Dooley Health and Care Field in Joliet, Illinois. Interesting start to this game. 2-2 game as we head to the top of the 3rd inning. And for Roosevelt, it'll be Daniel Gutierrez to start it off. Gutierrez popped out to short right field his first time up, so he's 0 for 1 today. Here's Malcheski now into the line, and the first pitch he jammed him, but it's pulled down the left field line. Will it drop in fair territory? It looks like it will. It'll one-hop the fence toward the corner there. Eric Maffey tracks it down in the left field corner, but it'll be a leadoff double here for Daniel Gutierrez. That ball stayed up a long time in the air, and you could hear me almost out loud asking the question whether it would stay fair, and it did, one-hopping the fence. So now here's Sean Blanchard for Roosevelt. Blanchard 1 for 1 with a single, and he has scored a run. So the go-ahead run in scoring position now for Roosevelt. Malcheski coming set now, and the pitch. Fastball, and fouled off to the right out of play, and it's 0-1. So Roosevelt now with that leadoff double, their 5th hit of the game. 9 combined hits thus far in this contest, and we're still in the relatively early going of this game. Here's the 0-1. And that'll be flared and into left center field, or rather into left field between third and short for the base hit. That went right to the center between where the third baseman and shortstop were. It split them right down the middle, if you will, drawing a line through the center of that area, and so it is a base hit for Sean Blanchard. And here's Hunter Darst. Darst has an RBI double in the game. So Roosevelt now, with their first 2 batters reaching base, they have runners at the corners with nobody out. First pitch here, swung on and hit well to center field. Ball has some carry to it. Over the shoulder catch made by Montgomery in center, as Gutierrez will tag up and score from third, and then Roosevelt has taken a 3-2 lead on the Hunter Darst sacrifice fly. Well, that ball had some giddy up to it off the bat. Darst with his 2nd run batted into the game. And now that'll bring to the plate Sherman Martin. So it's now a 3-2 Roosevelt lead. Here's the set by Malcheski and the pitch. And that'll be on the inner half for a ball. And it's 1-0. Thought maybe it might have been a called strike. Almost called it too early. 1 ball, no strikes to count. Throw to first in low, and the runner back in safely. Quinn McGuire there at first base making a nice play on the low throw. Had a number of either low or one-hop pickoff throws to first base so far in this game. There's a strike called on the inner half. 1-1 now to Sherman Martin. Top of the 3rd inning, and Roosevelt with a 3-2 lead. There's a swing and a foul back into the screen. And so Martin in a 2-strike situation here. Martin driving in a run with a single in the 1st inning. Stole a base but was stranded at second base. Swings and misses at this one. Well, that pitch was well low and away out of the zone, and that'll be a strikeout. So that'll be the second out of the inning. And now Diego Munoz will hit. Munoz 0 for 1 here this afternoon, grounding out to third base his first time up. So 2 out, a runner on, and a run in for Roosevelt. First pitch here, a fastball, missing off the outside edge. 1 ball and no strikes for Munoz. Jalen Hurd would be next for Roosevelt if we continue on here as we play in the top of the third inning. Throw to first base and the runner back in. Roosevelt in their road green jerseys with the black numerals trimmed in white and the gray pants. Pitch to the plate, and it's skied into straightaway left field. Moving to his right a few steps, and Eric Maffey able to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. But Roosevelt able to retake the lead as they get the leadoff double around. Roosevelt picking up a run in the inning on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base, and we go bottom 3. It's Roosevelt 3, St. Francis 2. This is CCAC Baseball. So we move here to the bottom of the third inning. 3-2 Roosevelt with a lead. John McGuire, the number 3 hitter in the order. Heart of the order coming up now for St. Francis, as it'll be McGuire, Maffey, and Hidalgo due up for St. Francis. So Carey's AC has been given another lead, this time a run at the moment, and the first pitch by the right-hander, curve in there for a called strike. McGuire a sacrifice his first time up. Here's the 0-1. Jammed him, and it's popped up behind home plate out of play. So McGuire quickly now in an 0-2 hole. McGuire back into the batter's box. And the 0-2 pitch. Down and away. And that'll extend it now to a 1-2 count. Stacey gets the sign from Hunter Durst. And the delivery down low. 2-2. Sometimes I'll say in the dirt, and that's a manner of speaking. This is, again, like many fields now, especially in this part of the country, an all-turf field. There's a ball that'll bounce to the backstop, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And where there would normally be infield dirt, the turf is painted a dirt-colored brown. Makes it look pretty realistic, though, as there's a ball low and outside, and that is a leadoff walk for John McGuire here in the bottom of the third inning. And that'll bring to the plate Eric Maffey.
Now batting for the Fighting Saints, the left fielder, number 10, Eric Maffey.
Maffey, a 2-run single back in inning number 1, so he's 1 for 1 in this game. St. Francis now with a tying run on base at first base. Zacy out of the stretch, first pitch up high for ball 1. Well, both teams answering right back in a manner of speaking in this game. More so, you'd say, probably for St. Francis. There's a swing and a ball hit in the air. Left center field, long run here, and the catch will be made. That was more to straightaway left field. I lost the flight of the ball off the bat there, as the catch made in left field by JoJo Mack for the first out of the inning.
Now Now batting
I went by the reaction of Bryce Heyman in center field and thought it would be toward more left center field, but it was just straight away left for Maffey. He flies out, and now here's Brian Hidalgo. Hidalgo flied to center field his first time up, so he's 0 for 1. Throw to first base, and the runner back in safely with a head-first dive. Quinn McGuire next, then Gio Pappas if we get that far here as we play bottom 3. 3-2 Roosevelt the lead. The pitch. In for a called strike. Looked like it came in around knee high, and 0-1 to Hidalgo. St. Francis shortstop back into the batter's box. Has that bat, has a throw to first base, and runner back in. Hidalgo, as he waggles the bat over his right shoulder, has that bat at quite an angle, kind of pointed almost back toward the infield. The end of the bat. Here's the 0-1. Swinging a bouncer to the left side. Glove there near third to second for 1. Relay as they try to go around the horn, and it is a 5-4-3 double play. Munoz to Martin to Hurd, and that'll end the inning. So USF gets a leadoff walk, but can do nothing with it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
And in the inning for St. Francis, no runs, no hits, no errors, a walk, and none left on base. And after 3 complete, it's Roosevelt 3, St. Francis 2. This is CCAC Baseball.
Now batting the first baseman, number 25, Jalen Hurd.
So we go to the top of the 4th inning, and Jalen Hurd, who made a fine play to complete that double play that ended the last half inning, he will lead it off, and he rips a single right back up the middle for a base hit to lead off the Roosevelt 4th inning. So 1 pitch and a base runner here for Roosevelt. Hurd now 1 for 2 in the game this afternoon, and that'll bring up Ben Compton. That's the 7th hit of the game so far for Roosevelt. Lakers have been a good offensive team all year long. For the better part of the season up until about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, as here's a bunt attempt by Compton. Rolled up the first base line. Malcheski, the pitcher, fields, throws to first for the out. Successful sacrifice there, and Jalen Hurd able to advance in scoring position as he pulls in at second base with 1 away. And that'll set up an opportunity for JoJo Mack. Mack 0 for 1. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Here's the set now by Malcheski in the pitch. Low and away. Good stop behind the plate there by Gusol. And it's 1-0 here to Mack. Was just saying a moment ago, before the sacrifice, Roosevelt, for the better part of the first, I'd say, 15, 18 games of the year, had a team batting average above 300. It has dipped below 300, but still they have had a good offensive season so far. That'll be a strike called as Mack taking there on a pitch that tailed toward the outer half of the plate. The count now to JoJo Mack is 1 ball and 1 strike. Top of the 4th inning, 3-2 Roosevelt the lead, and Roosevelt threatening to add to their advantage here. Here's the 1-1. Swung on, popped up right side, and that'll be into the seats and out of play, landing about 2 rows deep behind the first base dugout. 1-2 to JoJo Mack. Lakers, as we said, have 7 hits, while the Fighting Saints have 4 in this game so far. Roosevelt a 3-2 lead. Malcheski comes set. And the pitch. Fouled back to the screen, and we'll try it again at 1-2. Malcheski had 55 pitches coming into the inning, striking out 2 and not walking a batter through the first 3 1/3 innings of work for the right-hander, who comes set here. And the pitch. Line drive down the right field line that'll slice foul and bounce into the bullpen, and it stays 1-2. Mack able to get around on that pitch and was able to spoil it fouled on the right side and keep the at-bat going. 1-2 strikes. Here's the set and the pitch. Breaking ball, swung on, foul tip, caught behind the plate by Gusol, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So that'll bring us back to the top of the order, and Bryce Heyman for Roosevelt. That was strikeout number 3 for Malcheski. And here's Heyman, who has a single, a run scored, and he's also flied out. So he's 1 for 2 here this afternoon. First pitch to him, and he strokes it into right center field, dropping quickly. That will split the gap and go all the way to the fence. This will add to the Roosevelt lead as Hurd rounds third, scores easily. Heyman rounding second. He'll try for third. Here's the relay throw. Head first slide. The throw offline. And Roosevelt adds to their lead on an RBI triple by Bryce Heyman. So Hurd, as we said, easily able to score. And that makes it a 4-2 Roosevelt lead, and Daniel Gutierrez now will step to the plate. Gutierrez has popped out to right and also has a double and a run scored here this afternoon. So a 4-2 Roosevelt lead, and the pitch. Fastball upstairs, 1 no strikes to Gutierrez. Sean Blanchard awaits on deck. Well, in any baseball situation, any team, any level, 2-out hitting is so important. There's a called strike at the knees. 1 strike the count. And Roosevelt able to get a clutch 2-out hit there from Bryce Heyman. Here's the set and the 1-1. And that hits the batter, and the inning will continue. Gutierrez kind of flings the bat away there, not too pleased with that development, as he is the first hit batter of this game. And that'll bring up Sean Blanchard. Malcheski, his 4th hit batter of the season, and it puts runners at the corners now, so 2 on, 2 out with a run in here for Roosevelt. Blanchard is 2 for 2 in this game, a pair of singles, takes the first pitch, a fastball, missing inside, and it's 1-0. Blanchard, right-handed batter, stands in. Here's the set now, and a throw to first base on the runner back in head first. So Jalen Hurd, the leadoff single, and he comes around to score what so far is the only run of this inning, but Roosevelt looking for more. Next pitch. Looked like a little bit of an off-speed offering there, and it comes in outside. So it's a 2-0 count here for Blanchard. Goes after this one, and he fouls it off to the right out of play. So now 2 balls and a strike. Blanchard there looked like clearly was sitting on a possible fastball. That ball did look to have some movement on it, and Blanchard took a swing at it anyway and was able to foul it away. 2 balls and a strike now, and the pitch in for a called strike, and that evens it up 2-2. Malcheski coming back nicely in this at bat as he's battled back even now and has the hitter in a 2-2 situation here with 2 away in the inning. Here's the 2-2. Ran in and side on him, and it's chopped foul to the left of home plate. And we'll try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. This series will resume now. It appears on Sunday afternoon at 12 noon. That'll be at Ozinga Field in Crestwood. Malcheski comes set now. Here's the 2-2. Fastball missed off the outside edge. That'll fill up the count. Blanchard steps out of the batter's box. Now back in. Actually, his feet were kind of bisecting the left side line of that batter's box. Here's the 3-2 pitch now. And that'll be ball 4 outside. That'll load the bases. Gutierrez to second. And that, I believe, yes it is, Malcheski's first walk of the game. And that'll bring up Hunter Darst.
Now batting the catcher, number 21, Hunter Darst.
Darst has a double and a sacrifice fly. He's driven in 2 runs in this game. And a chance to do some damage here. Here's the set in the first pitch. That jammed him, and it's popped up short right field. 3 players going after it there, calling for it there, the second baseman. It's John McGuire who makes the catch, and that will close out the inning. But Roosevelt able to add to their lead as the Lakers pick up a run in the top of the 4th inning. 1 run in the inning on 2 hits. Nowhere is a hit batter and 3 left on base. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning. Your score, it is Roosevelt 4, St. Francis 2. You're tuned to CCAC Baseball.
The first baseman, number 9, Quinn McGuire.
Back with you from Joliet, Illinois. Quinn McGuire now to lead it off for St. Francis in the bottom of the 4th inning. Roosevelt now with a 4-2 lead. Carries Acey, the right-hander, going to work the first pitch. And a fly ball down the right field line, slicing toward the line. And a diving attempt here, and it's in and out of the glove there of Ben Compton in right field. And well, in a hurry, Quinn McGuire out to second base, and St. Francis now immediately with a runner in scoring position here in the 4th inning.
Now back, right fielder, Gio Captain.
So that'll be a score to double. Long run there for Compton and right, and just was not able to get to the ball. It went in and out of his glove, but he dove for the ball just inside the right field foul line. So now here's Gio Pappas, runner in scoring position for the Fighting Saints. First pitch here, swinging a pop-up, right side, foul territory. Jalen Hurd along with two other players there, but Hurd makes the catch for out number one. So one away for Dan Gusol.
The catcher, number 25, Dan Gusol.
So Gusol steps to the batter's box now. He is 1 for 1 with a single. And here's the set by Kerry Zacey in the first pitch. And that'll be in there. Called strike, look like at knee-high level. And it's 0-1 to the USF catcher. He'll be followed by Max Montgomery, then back to the top of the order. We play in the bottom of the fourth inning. Roosevelt with a 4-2 lead, but St. Francis threatening here. Next pitch here, swing and a miss. Good movement there on that pitch. Dove down in the zone. Gusol swinging over it, and it is now 0-2. Righty versus righty here. No balls, 2 strikes. The set. And the pitch. Just off the outside edge. A good location there by Zacey, but just missing. And so the at-bat able to continue at a ball and 2 strikes. Zacey again comes set. And the pitch. Well, this is a little bit of a golf swing out to fairly deep left field. Looks like it's playable. JoJo Mack back into his right. Makes the catch. And that'll be out number 2.
Montgomery.
So 2 away, and now Max Montgomery to the plate. Montgomery had a well-executed bunt single back in the second inning. That was the inning where St. Francis loaded the bases with 1 out, but they were not able to score. First pitch low and away. Throw to third base as the runner from second trying to steal third, and that'll be in time. The throw will be, and that'll end the inning. It's the second out on the bases for St. Francis in this game, as that'll be a 2-5 caught stealing, and the inning comes to an end. So the leadoff double, St. Francis not able to cash in on that. As in the inning, no runs, a hit, no errors, and nobody left on base after 4 complete. It's Roosevelt 4, St. Francis 2. This is CCAC Baseball. We move now to the top half of inning number 5 as we go to the middle frames of this ball game here today. Sherman Martin will lead it off now for Roosevelt. As we play in the top of the 5th inning, Roosevelt with a 4-2 lead in this game. And here's the first pitch to the right-handed hitter, and it'll be down and away, 1 ball, no strikes. Martin started to swing, but was able to hold up in time. There was an appeal to the infield umpire who said that Martin did not go around, so it is 1-0. Martin 1 for 2 with a single, a strikeout, and a run batted in this game. Here's the next pitch. That'll be a strike called on the outside edge. 1 ball, 1 strike here to Sherman Martin. It'll be Martin, Munoz, and Hurd due up here for Roosevelt. Roosevelt up 4-2 here in the top of the 5th inning. And the next pitch, over but low. 2-1 to Martin, who again started to swing there and decided to hold up. Malcheski, the right-hander, into the line in the pitch. And that'll be up high. 3-1. Misspoke there as the right-hander Malcheski, he works out of the stretch all the time. There's a swing and a foul off to the right. That'll bring us to a full count here. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Martin. I'll be curious. I've never really looked into it much. Is the sun trying to peer through the cloud cover here? As there's a swing and a miss. And so that's a strikeout. 1 away in the inning for Roosevelt.
Now batting third baseman, number 17.
And here's Diego Munoz. But I'm going to have to ask a pitcher sometime about what makes it easier. Obviously, it's up to each individual player, but what is the advantage of working out of the stretch? There's a swing and a line fouled on the left field line. 0-1 to Munoz, who is looking for his first hit in 3 trips to the plate here this afternoon. Munoz has grounded to third and flied to left field today, so he's 0 for 2. Here's the 0-1. Fouled straight back, and that runs it now to an 0-2 count to Munoz. Jalen Hurd next, then Ben Compton for Roosevelt. Top of the 5th inning, 4-2 Roosevelt the lead. Here comes the 0-2. Down and away, and it's now 1-2. Well, this is the deepest in the count Munoz has gone in his 3 at-bats in the game. Here's the 1-2. Fastball up high around shoulder level. So now we're even at 2-2. 1 out, nobody on here in the top of the 5th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The kick and the pitch. And it hits him, looked like from up in the booth, just above the left elbow. Second hit batter of the game by Malcheski. And Roosevelt has a 1-out base runner here in the top of the 5th inning, as Jalen Hurd steps to the plate for the Lakers.
Now batting for Roosevelt, third baseman, number 25, Jalen Hurd.
Hurd is 1 for 2, a strikeout, a single, and a run scored here this afternoon. So 1 on, 1 out in the top of the 5th inning. Hurd taking the first pitch, a fastball off the outside corner, and it's 1-0. Hurd quickly back into the batter's box. Never really does leave the box. He moves 1 foot off to the left there. There's a swing and a foul ball sprayed to the right. 1 ball, 1 strike now to the Roosevelt first baseman. Now Hurd steps completely out of the box. Looked like he adjusted one of his batting gloves. And now the pitch. Swing and a foul back. That was up in the zone there. Hurd had a good look at that, just didn't make solid contact, and now he's behind at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch. Fastball upstairs. That evens it up 2-2. Luca Palucci's now on deck for Roosevelt. Ben Compton's spot in the order coming up. Here's the set now by Malcheski and the 2-2 offering. Swing and a miss. Good pitch there, down in the zone. Foul tip there. And that will be a strikeout for Hurd, who I think asked the home plate umpire whether that pitch would have been a strike or a ball had he not swung. But Hurd a strikeout victim there for the second out of the inning. 2 away, and that'll bring to the plate Luca Palucci, pinch hitting here in the top of the 5th inning for Ben Compton, who had been 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. First pitch here, fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. Luca Palucci, while Bryce Heyman was out with his injury, starting in center field for several games here. He comes in a .222 hitter with a home run and 5 runs batted in. Here's the 0-1. Strike called on the outside edge. So that makes it 0-2. And we'll see if Palucci stays in the game or if Ben Compton re-enters. Here comes the 0-2. Strike 3 called at the knees, and that'll end the inning. So Malcheski hits the batter, but he also strikes out the side. As for Roosevelt, no runs in the inning, no hits, no errors, a hit batter, and one left on base. We go bottom 5, and it is Roosevelt 4, St. Francis 2. This is CCAC baseball. All right, here we go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Max Montgomery will lead it off now for St. Francis. 9-1-2 in the Fighting Saints order. And it is Luca Palucci now staying in right field here for Roosevelt. First pitch of this bottom of the 5th inning, a curve in for a called strike from Kerry Zacey. And so it is 0-1 to Montgomery, who was batting, you may recall, when Quinn McGuire was out trying to steal third. That ended the last inning for St. Francis. Here's a bouncing ball to the shortstop, and it'll be off the heel of the glove there of Daniel Gutierrez. And so Montgomery will be aboard to start off the St. Francis 5th inning. And we'll move back to the top of the order. That'll be scored an error on Gutierrez. And so Martinez now will stand in, representing the tying run at the plate for St. Francis. Kerry Zacey comes set now, and the first pitch way up high for a ball, and it's 1-0. Martinez has a walk, a pop out, and a run scored here this afternoon. Bottom of the 5th inning, 4-2, Roosevelt the lead. Here comes the 1-0. Curve way upstairs again. And now Martinez in a prime hitter's count here. 2 balls and no strikes. Well, we'll see here if Zacey now has to come in with a fastball. Here's the 2-0. It is a heater, but it's down low and away. 3 balls and no strikes. So Zacey in danger here of issuing a walk, which would put the tying runs on base. Here's the set in the 3-0. And that'll be in for a called strike. And so the at-bat continues. 3 balls and a strike now to Alex Martinez. Martinez scored his run back in the first inning. Had the pop-out back in inning number 2. Throw to first base and the runner back in. We play in the bottom of the 5th inning. 4-2, Roosevelt has the lead. There's a swing and a fly ball. Fairly deep left field. JoJo Mack going back to the track. Leaps, and that ball is gone for a 2-run home run. And that will tie the game. Well, the wind may be blowing out a little bit toward left field as that ball really had some carry. And it is a tie game now at 4 apiece. As Martinez, the 2-run blast to clear the bases. So that'll bring up Josh Kernbauer now. Right-hander awaits. Here's the first pitch from Kerry Zacey as we have a new game. There's a foul back, and it's 0-1 to Kernbauer. So Martinez, a 2-run blast, his first home run of the year, swinging a ground ball, smothered there left of second by Gutierrez, gets up, throws to first base for the out. Good defensive play there for the first out of the inning, and that'll bring up John McGuire.
Number 11, John McGuire.
McGuire has a sacrifice and a walk. First pitch here swinging, pop up right side down the line, and that'll be out of play. It looks like we have action in the St. Francis bullpen down the right field line. As we play here in the bottom of the 5th inning, and we have a 4-4 tie. Trying to make out who the number is, there's a swing and a foul back out of play. Trying to make out the number to determine who is warming up on the bullpen down the right field side for St. Francis. Carries AC now. Working out of the windup again, and the pitch. And that'll be over but low. And that makes it a ball and 2 strikes. Zacy, the right-hander, looking in. And the pitch. Breaking ball down and away to even it up 2-2. So 2 balls and 2 strikes. Next pitch, missing outside. That's Sean Mihalik, Jr. from New Lenox, Illinois, warming up in the bullpen. As here's the 3-2 pitch coming in from Zacy, swinging a line drive and knocked down there by Gutierrez at short, picks it up deep in the hole, throws to first base, not in time. Gutierrez ranging to his right there. Got a glove on it, not able to hold on to it. And McGuire aboard at first with a go-ahead run now for St. Francis. That'll be scored a single for McGuire, his first hit of the ball game. And here's Eric Maffey. Maffey, 1 for 2 with a pair of runs batted in. Drove in 2 on a single back in the first inning. First pitch to him here in the dirt, knocked down there behind the plate. Runner going to second, throw, and a sweep tag, but not in time. And so McGuire able to steal a base. And the go-ahead run now in scoring position for St. Francis. (1-0) the count to Maffey. So 1 on, 1 out, and 2 in for St. Francis in the 4th inning. Here's the 1-0. Up high, 2 balls and no strikes. Well, the St. Francis bullpen, there is action there, but right now the Roosevelt bullpen is quiet. Zacy gets the sign, comes set. And the delivery. Low and away, and that'll make it 3-0. Zacy right now suddenly seemingly off with his location here. And you wonder if he's still trying to regroup after allowing the home run. Here's the set and the delivery. That'll be a floater up high for ball 4, and that'll be a walk for Eric Maffey. And now for Roosevelt, we'll have a meeting at the mound as Kerry Zacy running into trouble here in the bottom of the 4th inning. St. Francis scoring 2 in the first inning. They've added 2 here on the home run by Alex Martinez, and they're looking now to take the lead as the Lakers infield will join in on the meeting between coach, pitcher, and catcher. This inning started with an error on the at-bat by Max Montgomery, then the 2-run blast by Alex Martinez. Then Kernbauer grounded to short. Then McGuire singled, and now Maffey, the latest at-bat with a walk. And that's where we stand here. That's the status of this game in the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 4-4 ball game. Home plate umpire now heading out to the mound, trying to move things along here. Carries AC at the 65 pitch mark.
Now batting for the plate, clean shortstop. Number 34, Brian Hidalgo.
So here's Hidalgo now. Zacey has, in 4 1/3 innings now, not yet struck out a batter, and he's issued 4 walks. First pitch to Hidalgo, going after it, and a bouncer out towards short. Gutierrez underhands to second for one relay, one hopping in, but Jalen Hurd makes another nice play at first place, and that'll be a double play to end the inning, and carries Zacey for the second time in this game getting out of trouble with a twin killing. So in the inning, St. Francis, though, ties the game on the 2-run home run. As in the inning, St. Francis with 2 runs on 2 hits, an error, and we played through 5, and your score, we are even at 4. This is CCAC Baseball. Welcome back to Joliet, Illinois. We're heading out to the top of the 6th inning. Good ball game. 4-4 is the score. And here's the first pitch at the top of the 6th inning. A bunt attempt, and it'll be bunted backwards foul. And so it's 0-1 here. JoJo Mack leading it off for Roosevelt as 9-1-2 coming up in the order for Roosevelt's Lakers here. So 0-1 to Mack, and the next pitch will be down low. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mack is 0 for 2, has a ground out and a strikeout. Takes here on a heater, and it's in for a strike called at the knees, and that makes it 1-2. It'll be Mack, Heyman, and Gutierrez due up here for St. Francis. Malcheski remaining in the game. Bullpen now is quiet after quite a bit of activity in the last half inning. There's a ball low. Righty versus righty here. And the delivery. Swing and a miss in the dirt. Tag applied there by Gusol, and that's the first out of the inning. So Mack strikes out to start the Roosevelt 6th inning. Back to the top of the order, and Bryce Heyman. Malcheski with 7 strikeouts now in this game. As here's Heyman. Heyman is 2 for 3, has a single, a triple, and an RBI. First pitch, going after it, and he fouls it off to the left out of play, and it's 0-1. St. Francis in prime position to take the lead. There's a foul back out of play. 0-2 now to Heyman. After they were able to tie the game, but a key double play induced by Kerry Zacey. As we said, the second time he's been able to get out of an inning with a double play. There's a ball low and away. So a ball and 2 strikes. Malcheski comes set. And the pitch. Swing and a miss. Ball dove down and away. Might have been out of the zone, but great location there by Malcheski, and that's the second out of the inning. That's strikeout number 8 now for Malcheski, and here's Daniel Gutierrez. Gutierrez has popped out, doubled, and he's been hit by a pitch. First pitch well up and away, and that makes it 1-0. Top of the 6th inning, 4-4 ball game. Here's the set by Malcheski in the pitch. And that'll be, I thought it would be in there for a called strike, but the umpire not agreeing. 2 balls and no strikes to the Roosevelt shortstop. Roosevelt has out-hit St. Francis in this game 8-7. There's a ball outside. And now 3-0 here to Gutierrez. Trying to draw a 2-out walk here and keep the inning going for the Lakers. There's a strike called on the inner half. So now it's 3-1. Sean Blanchard awaits on deck here for Roosevelt. Here comes the 3-1. That'll be ball 4 outside, and the inning continues. So the walk spoils what had been a 1-2-3 inning in the making there for Malcheski, and now Blanchard a chance to extend the inning in his own right.
Sean Blanchard.
Blanchard is 2 for 2 with a walk and a run scored. Has a pair of singles in the game. Here's the set now, and the first pitch fouled back out of play, and it's 0-1. Blanchard steps back. Now back into the batter's box. Slightly angled stance toward the left side of the infield. Next pitch pulled up the third base line. Glove there right at third base. And then a long throw, one hopping in. And Quinn McGuire, a nice backhand catch on the low throw there from Martinez, and the inning comes to an end. So the Lakers get a 2-out walk, but it does not amount to anything, as in the inning, no runs for Roosevelt. No hits, a walk and no errors, and 1 left on base, and we go bottom 6 in a 4-4 game. This is CCAC baseball.
Fighting Saints, first baseman, number 9, Quinn McGuire.
So on we go in a good ball game to the bottom of the 6th inning here in Joliet, Illinois. And it'll be Quinn McGuire who will lead off an inning for the Fighting Saints for the 3rd time this afternoon. He is 1 for 2. He doubled us last time up, and then was out trying to steal third to end that inning. Back in the St. Francis 4th as he takes the first pitch up high for a ball. It'll be McGuire, Pappas, and Gusoldo up here for St. Francis. There's a swing and a ground ball, staying on the ground all the way out to shortstop, and Gutierrez throws to first for out number 1 in the St. Francis 6th inning. That looked like a lot of my tee shots out of the tee box, hugging the ground all the way. Here's Gio Pappas. Pappas a walk and a pop out to first base. And the first pitch to him goes after a pitch up in the zone and came up empty, so he's quickly behind at 0-1. 4 runs, 8 hits, and an error for Roosevelt. 4 runs, 7 hits, and no errors for St. Francis. Here's the 0-1. Again up in the zone, and again a swing and a miss by Pappas. And he now is in an 0-2 hole. Pappas stands set back in the batter's box, taking here just off the outside corner, and it's 1-2. Two teams originally scheduled to play this game tomorrow here in Joliet, but that got pushed back to today. Swing and a miss, and a ball down and in, drop third strike. Hunter Darst out in front of the plate, lobs it to first base to complete the out, and that's the second out of the inning. So two away. And here's Dan Gusol now to the plate. Gusol in this game is 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to left field. That last strikeout, the first of the game for Kerry Zacey. There's a swing and a miss. Actually, that was a foul tip. Either way, the count 0-1. Gusol had a single in the second inning and fly to left field his last time up. Taking here, a called strike. And quickly he's behind at 0-2. Kerry Zacey right now really getting into a rhythm here. Recovering after allowing the game-tying home run back in the last inning. There's a pitch well off the outside edge. And it's now 1-2 to the St. Francis catcher. 1-2, the wind and the pitch. Fastball down low, and that evens it up 2-2. Max Montgomery next, then back to the top of the order if we continue on that far here in the bottom of the sixth inning in a 2-2 game. I should say a 4-4 game. It was tied 2-2 at the end of one inning of play here. Here's the wind and the pitch, called third strike, and that'll end a snappy bottom of the sixth inning. So in the inning, no runs for St. Francis. No hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we are through 6, tied at 4. This is CCAC Baseball.
Leading off for Roosevelt, the catcher, number 21, Hunter Darst.
Hunter Darst will lead it off. New pitcher on now for St. Francis. Sean Mihalik now on. He has a 1-1 record this year with a 4.26 ERA. Tall right-hander now on the rubber. Mihalik with 12 appearances previously. First pitch coming in, and it'll be outside for ball one. Darst has a double, a sacrifice, and also has popped out to second base. There's a strike called. And so now we're even at 1-1. Now overcast skies prevailing here. We had a little bit of a faint sunlight a while back, but now overcast skies. Next pitch coming in down low. 2 balls and a strike. Mihalik this year, 25 and a third innings pitched, 22 hits, 14 runs, 12 earned, 5 walks, 13 strikeouts. There's a strike called. Opponents hitting .224 against him. Count on the board now, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Hunter Darst. 4-4 game, top of 7. There's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that's the first out of the inning. So 1 away in the inning, and that'll bring up Sherman Martin now.
I'm batting the second baseman, number 3, Sherman Martin.
So Martin stands in. Martin 1 for 3, has an RBI single and a pair of strikeouts this afternoon. First pitch to him, and it'll be up high on a heater, and it's 1-0. Good fastball there, but a little bit upstairs. 1 ball, no strikes, the count. As we play here in the top half of inning number 7 in a 4-4 game. There's a swing and a foul to the right side, and we're even at 1-1. Good thing that was a foul ball there. I was actually checking the live stats feed on my laptop here, and the pitch came in and it went foul. I had no idea where it was going. There's a swing and a miss, and now it's 1-2. Mihalik now looking in for the sign. Comes set, and the 1-2. And that'll miss outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and observing that pitch, that delivery, looked like Mihalik there just went a little bit beyond his release point and kind of directed the ball out of the zone. So here's the 2-2, and that'll be spoiled off to the right out of play, and it stays 2 balls and 2 strikes. Sherman Martin back into the batter's box. And the 2-2. Swinging a fly ball, fairly deep right field. Pappas going back underneath it, and he makes the play for the second out of the inning. That ball had some carry to it, but I think the wind clamped it down. The wind favoring balls hit to left field. Here's Diego Munoz now for Roosevelt. Munoz is 0 for 2. He's also been hit by a pitch. So Munoz stands in with 2 out, nobody on base here in the top of the 7th inning in a 4-4 game. First pitch, righty versus righty, and that'll be a strike on the outer half, and it's 0-1. Mihalik now comes set, and the pitch, swinging a ball lifted in the air down the right field side, dropping quickly, and Pappas coming on, able to make the catch, and that'll end the inning. Not sure whether that would have landed in fair territory or not, but Pappas made it a moot point. As in the inning, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. Stretch time in Joliet, we go bottom 7. It's a 4-4 game. This is CCAC baseball. So Max Montgomery now to lead it off here for St. Francis as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning in a 4-4 game. Carries AC. The Lakers starter still on the mound here for Roosevelt. Kicks and deals to start off the bottom of the 7th inning. A fastball, and it's inside for ball 1. This is, I think, the third or fourth time we've had the number 9 hitter in a batting order lead off the inning. 1 ball, no strikes. Montgomery taking here, down low, 2-0. Zacey has retired the last 4 batters he has faced. 2-0 pitch, called strike on the inner half. As Montgomery, Martinez, and Kernbauer due up for the Fighting Saints. Zacey into the wide and the 2-1. And that hits the batter on the left shoulder, and so that's a leadoff base runner for St. Francis, and the go-ahead run aboard here for the Saints in the bottom of the 7th inning.
Now batting for the Fighting Saints, third baseman, number 3, Alex Martinez.
So Zacey hitting a batter for the first time in the ball game today. Back to the top of the order, and Alex Martinez, who hit that 2-run home run that tied the game. Quite a blast over the left field wall back in the 5th inning, and he drills one here into left field, and it'll fall in for a base hit. Solidly struck there, and Martinez aboard. And now, runners at first and second for St. Francis.
Now batting for the Fighting Saints, designated hitter, number 12, Josh Kernbauer.
So 2 aboard, nobody out here, as Josh Kernbauer will bat. That hit batter by Zacey was his first of the game and second of the year, and that base runner now is aboard in scoring position at second base. Kernbauer, a little bit of a chat there. Now into the batter's box. Go-ahead run now is in scoring position at second for St. Francis. Kernbauer is 1 for 3, has a single. He's grounded out as well and also flied out. Grounded out to short his last time up. Squares to bunt, pulled the bat back. The pitch came in high for ball 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Kernbauer. Here's the set now. And the pitch. Again, squaring the bunt. Pulled it back. Throw to second base. Tag applied. And the runner back in safely. That tag was applied. I thought that they would get him, but then the ball came out of the glove there of Daniel Gutierrez, the shortstop. Count on the scoreboard now is 1 ball and 1 strike for Josh Kernbauer. We play here in the bottom of the 7th inning. It is a 4-4 game. Roosevelt took an early 2-0 lead in the top of the 1st inning. St. Francis tied the game in the bottom of the 1st. Roosevelt then added a run in the 3rd and then added a run in the 4th to make it a 4-2 lead, but then for the second time today, St. Francis erasing a 2-run deficit on the home run by Martinez in the 5th inning. One ball, 1 strike to the right-handed hitting Kernbauer. The set and the pitch. Hurd moving in up the line at first base, anticipating a possible bunt, but that never came as the pitch missing for ball 2. It's now 2-1 to Kernbauer. Kernbauer back into the batter's box, resting the bat on his right shoulder. Now he's ready to go. Squares to bunt, pushes it up the third base line. Charging there, Munoz at third, gloves, throws to first base. That was to the right field side of the bag, but Jalen Hurd, who's an excellent defensive first baseman, as we have seen earlier in the game, able to reach out and make the catch for the out.
Number 11, John McGuire.
Montgomery on the sacrifice goes to third, Martinez to second. That's the first out of the inning, and now John McGuire a chance to put St. Francis into the lead. Carries AC coming set. Action now in the Roosevelt bullpen. First pitch jammed him, and it's hit in the air, left center field, deep toward the gap, and that will be all the way to the fence for extra bases. 1 run will score, 2 runs are in, heading for third, a head-first slide relay throw, and they get him at third base for the out. And McGuire is very upset. He thinks he was in safely on the head-first slide. And that'll, I believe, be an 8-6-5 putout, but 2-run score on the play nonetheless. So McGuire, the 2-run double, then out at third for the second out of the inning.
Now batting for the Fighting Saints, left fielder, number 10,
And here's Eric Maffey. We'll confirm the scoring on that putout. Yep, 8-6-5 was the scoring. Meeting at the mound here. Looks like we'll have a relief pitcher coming into the game now for Roosevelt. So St. Francis has been able to pull even twice, and now they pass the Lakers of Roosevelt University here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitching change coming up. We'll tell you about the new man on the mound after a break as we play bottom 7 at St. Francis in the lead now by a score of 6-4. This is CCAC baseball. Back here in Joliet, Connor Collins is now on to pitch here for Roosevelt. In relief of Kerry Zacey, Collins this year a 1-0 record with a 4.35 ERA. This is his 8th appearance, all in relief. He has so far tossed 10 1/3 innings, allowed 11 hits, 5 runs, all of which have been earned. He has walked 8, struck out 13, opponents hitting .275 against him. So the left-hander comes on now for Kerry Zacey, who exits the game after 6 2/3 innings. And Collins does not inherit any base runners. He comes on almost in effect kind of like a clean inning here as he comes on with nobody on base. And 2 away in the inning. And Eric Maffey now will stand in for St. Francis. Maffey, a single that drove in 2 back in the first inning, also has a fly out and a walk. Lefty versus righty, first pitch, swing and a miss. That ball down low in the zone, and Maffey swinging over that, so he's behind at 0-1. Collins comes set, and the pitch. That'll be upstairs. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, as we said, John McGuire was very upset after being called out trying to stretch that double into a triple just now. There's a breaking ball, and in there for a strike. Maffey started to swing, held up, but the ball was in the zone anyway. And so now 1-2 here to the right-handed hitting Maffey. Here's the set by Collins, and the pitch. Up high to even it up, 2 balls and 2 strikes. Brian Hidalgo next, and then it would be Quinn McGuire. First of a 3-game weekend series, kind of an extended weekend series, if you will, stretching from Thursday to Sunday. As the scheduling now dictates, there's a ball inside. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Again, originally, the series supposed to be the traditional Friday, Saturday 3-game set. This game was to have been played tomorrow, moved back to today, and then the Saturday games are going to be played on Sunday at Ozinga Field in Crestwood. There's a swing and a grounder right back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. So Matvey with a single as he drove one right up the middle. It grounded right up the right straight up the middle, and it hit the front incline of the mound, then kind of hopped into center field for the single. Maffey now 2 for 3 in this game, and here's Brian Hidalgo. Hidalgo is 0 for 3. He's flied out to center field and grounded out into double plays twice in this game. A 5-4-3 double play back in the third, and then he hit into a 6-4-3 double play back in the fifth inning as he bounces this one foul to the left of home plate, and so Hidalgo behind at 0-1. Two out, runner aboard at first base. There's a swing and a ground ball wide of third, foul, and so now Hidalgo behind at 0-2. Collins back on the pitcher's rubber. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the set now. And the delivery. Fastball outside, and we go to 1-2 as Collins a strike away from getting out of the inning without any further damage. St. Francis thus far in the inning have scored twice. 2 runs in the first, 2 runs in the fifth, now 2 in the seventh. There's a ball outside. So we're even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So the scoring coming in increments of 2 so far for St. Francis. Long pause by Collins, now the 2-2. Breaking ball, swing and a foul. That was a good pitch there by Collins. It looked like it really fooled Hidalgo, but he was able to at least get a piece of it to keep the at-bat going. And this is actually now a pinch hitter here. It's Lasota pinch hitting for Hidalgo. Here's the set. And the pitch. Breaking ball, lifted in the air. Medium deep right field. Back pedaling now coming in is Luca Palucci. Reaches up, makes the catch, and that'll end the inning. So Lasota flies out to right field, and that'll close out the frame, but damage done by St. Francis as they pick up 2 runs in the inning. 2 runs on 3 hits. No errors. A hit batter. And we've played through 7, and your score is St. Francis 6, Roosevelt 4. This is CCAC Baseball. We move
Leading off
into the
for
home
Roosevelt,
stretch in
first
this
baseman, number 25.
Thursday matinee
Hurd.
at Dooley Health and Care Field in Joliet. Jalen Hurd will lead it up now for Roosevelt as we head to the top of the 8th inning. And here's the first pitch, swung on and in the air to center field. Wind holding that up here, it looks like a little bit, and the catch made in center. As some changes here defensively right now for St. Francis. Matthey goes to right field now for Pappas. Hidalgo came in and re-entered at shortstop. And now Vera is in at left
Now
field
batting right fielder,
for
number
Matthey.
Ben Compton.
And as we said, Hidalgo re-entering the game at shortstop. So one away in the inning now for Roosevelt. Ben Compton batting in his normal spot after he was pinch hit for last time the spot in the order came around. And the first pitch in there for a called strike, and it's 0-1 for Compton, who is 0 for 1 with a sacrifice. Fly to right in the second inning and had the sacrifice bunt. There's a strike called to the knees. And so Compton now quickly behind at 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. Compton actually pinch hitting for. There's a swing and a miss. And that is a strikeout. Technically, Compton is being shown as pinch hitting there for Luca Palucci, who came in and played right field. Now Compton back in the game anyway. That's a strikeout for Compton.
JoJo Mack.
2 away in the inning, and that'll bring to the plate JoJo Mack, the left fielder. Mack is 0 for 3 in the game today. Has a ground out and a pair of strikeouts. Goes after the first pitch here and slices it down the right field line foul near the St. Francis bullpen. So Mack is behind at 0-1. And right now, Roosevelt hitting, struggling. Mihalik remaining on the mound here for St. Francis, and he has been outstanding. An inning in 2/3 so far, 2 strikeouts, no walks. The last 7 Laker hitters have been retired. There's a called strike, and now it's 0-2. So Mack behind 0-2 here, top of the 8th inning. Roosevelt running out of outs here, trying to extend for them what is a 2-game win streak, while St. Francis trying to end a 2-game losing streak and take the opening game of the series here. Here's the 0-2 in the dirt. So now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bryce Heyman would be next if the inning continues. And the 1-2 offering looked like came in a little bit high. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 out, nobody on, top of the 8th inning. St. Francis the lead 6-4 here in Joliet. Next pitch jammed him, and it's pulled foul wide of third. And it stays 2-2. Mack, right-handed batter, standing in. 2 balls and 2 strikes to count. Mihalik comes set, and the pitch. Swung on, kind of a mini golf swing into center field. And it kind of drifts towards right center a little bit. The catch is made in center by Montgomery, and that'll end the inning. So another quick inning for Roosevelt. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go bottom 8. It is St. Francis 6, Roosevelt 4. This is CCAC Baseball. On we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. St. Francis trying to extend what right now is a 2-run lead as they lead at 6-4. It'll be Quinn McGuire, Gio Pappas, and then Dan Gusoldo up here for St. Francis. As the Fighting Saints 3 defensive outs away from a victory in game 1 of this 3-game extended late week into the weekend series. Connor Collins out of the stretch, kicks and deals on the first pitch here, down low and inside, 1 ball, no strikes to McGuire. McGuire has flied out, doubled, and grounded out to the shortstop in this game. Next pitch, missing inside, did not miss, hitting him by much. Count goes to 2-0 now to Quinn McGuire. Ball getting away, I believe. I looked up from my scorebook and saw Connor Collins retrieving the ball out beyond and back into the right of the pitcher's mound. Here's the next pitch. In for a called strike. 2 balls and a strike. We play in the bottom of the 8th inning. St. Francis in come-from-behind fashion now, leading it by a pair. There's a breaking ball, missing outside. 3-1 here. And right now, if you're Roosevelt, you certainly don't want to start putting base runners aboard here. They need to keep St. Francis ahead by just 2. There's a strike called as McGuire thought he had the walk. Tossed away the bat. He was about a third of the way up the first base line, and he's called back. As the at-bat not yet quite over, it's a 3-2 count. McGuire was certainly convinced he had a walk there, but not the case. And now there's a swing and a miss. What a turnaround there in that at-bat. 1 away in the inning. Collins with his first strikeout of the game, and here's Gio Pappas. So 1 away in the inning. There's a swing and a foul ball off to the left side out of play. And it is 0-1 here as we play in the bottom of the 8th inning. Next pitch, swinging a ground ball to the right side, ranging over Sherman Martin in short right field. Gloves and throws to first for the second out of the inning. So 2 up, 2 down, and here's Dan Gusol. Gusol has a strikeout, a flyout, and then a single in reverse order. He singled back in the second, flied out in the 4th, and had the strikeout last time up in the 6th inning. And he goes after this one, and the out is recorded, and that will end the inning. So a quick 1-2-3 frame here, and Roosevelt now with their last chance coming up. And they'll have the top of the order on the way. It'll be Heyman, Gutierrez, and Blanchard due up as in the inning. No runs for St. Francis. No runs, no hits, no errors. Nobody left on base. We go to the 9th. St. Francis looking to close out the game here as they're 3 outs away. They lead Roosevelt 6-4. This is CCAC baseball.
leadoff for Roosevelt, the center fielder, number 1, Bryce Heyman.
We go to the top of the 9th inning. Last chance here for Roosevelt. They have the top of the order coming up here. So Bryce Heyman, who's had a good day, will lead it off for Roosevelt. Heyman 2 for 4 with an RBI in this game. Heyman struck out his last time up. First pitch here, and it'll be down and in, 1 ball, no strikes. Heyman had a single in the first inning, and he doubled in a run back in the 4th inning. 1-0 count to the left-handed hitter, and there's a swing and a foul back. And the count even now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Sean Mihalik on the mound. So far, 2 innings of work, 2 strikeouts. Has not yet walked a batter. There's a swing and a ball hit to the right side behind the bag at first. That'll be a foul ball. Quinn McGuire at first base out down on one knee fielding it, but it's a foul ball. By the way, looking at the pitching lines of the pitchers that have been removed, did not do that earlier. Mac Malachewski went 6 innings in the game today, allowed 8 hits, 4 runs, all of which were earned. There's a breaking ball, and that'll be a called third strike, or will it? Behind the plate there, Gusol was ready to fire to first, thinking it was a called third. It looked like a really good pitch there, but the at-bat continues now. It looks like 2-2 on the board. Here's the set and the pitch. Look out. Heyman had to duck out of the way of that one, and now it's full, 3-2. As we said, Malachewski gave up 4 runs, all of which were earned, walked 2, struck out 8. Here's the payoff. Hit well to right field, and that will be dropping quickly, coming on, and the catch made in right field. Eric Maffey coming on, making a nice sliding grab for the first out of the inning. I thought for sure that ball would drop in, but Maffey equal to the task, and that's out number 1.
Daniel Gutierrez.
1 away, nobody on base, and here's Daniel Gutierrez now. Kerry Zacey, the Roosevelt starter, went 6 2/3 today, allowing 9 hits. As there's ball 1 now to Gutierrez. He allowed 9 hits, 6 runs, 5 of which were earned, 4 walks and 2 strikeouts. Faced 30 batters. There's a breaking ball in for a called strike. 1-1 the count. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Top of the 9th inning. St. Francis the 6-4 lead. Here's the 1-1. Swung on and in the air to left field, deep, back to the track, to the fence, leaping up, and that ball is gone. A solo home run, and it's now a 1-run game at 6-5. Daniel Gutierrez getting a hold of one there. And it's back to a 1-run contest. Well, you could tell from the sound of the bat there that would go a long way, and it indeed did.
Now batting designated hitter, number 37, Sean Blanchard.
So Gutierrez's first home run and his 20th RBI of the year, and now here's Sean Blanchard. And he takes the first pitch that'll miss for ball 1. So some drama here, 6-5 ball game. There's a swing and a fly ball. Left center field again, back deep, and this time playable, and a catch made in left by Vera, and that will be the second out of the inning. I might have said Maffey going back on the home run earlier on, but he has been moved to right. Jake Vera in left. And so now St. Francis 1 out away here in the top of the 9th inning, and it'll be left up to Hunter Darst. He's the last hope for Roosevelt. 2 out, nobody on base, a run in here. 6-5 game, first pitch. Swinging a ground ball, and in between third and short to left field for a base hit, and the game stays alive here for Roosevelt. Darst with his second hit of the game in 5 plate appearances. Officially, he's now 2 for 4 this afternoon. Pinch runner coming into the game now for Roosevelt.
Now batting for Roosevelt, second baseman, number 3.
As Sherman Martin now will try to extend the game here for the Lakers. And now meeting at the mound here for St. Francis. And will we have a new pitcher coming into the game? Kiefer, by the way, now running at first base for Roosevelt, and we'll have a new pitcher coming on for St. Francis. So we'll take a break, tell you about the new reliever on the mound for the Fighting Saints. Roosevelt trying to come back. We're in the top of the ninth inning. The Lakers are down to their final out. It's St. Francis 6, Roosevelt 5. This is CCAC Baseball.
Number 9, Quinn McGuire.
Back in Joliet, a little drama here in the top of the ninth inning. Roosevelt getting a solo home run from Daniel Gutierrez to make it a one-run game, and now Hunter Darst with a single to keep the game going, and now it is Quinn McGuire on the pitch. He comes in from first base to pitch, and it'll be Nate Maliska, a freshman, in now at first base for St. Francis. So McGuire into the line, and the first pitch actually was out of the stretch, and the first pitch is fouled away. 0-1 now to Sherman Martin, who stands in. Here's the next pitch, and that'll be high, and that evens it up now, 1 ball and 1 strike. Martin today is 1 for 4, has a single and 4 trips. That was an RBI single back in the first inning. He flied out to right field his last time up. 1 ball, 1 strike the count. And the delivery. Martin taking a strike on the inner half. And now, again, St. Francis, a strike away here from putting away the win. Righty versus righty. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the stretch and the delivery. Swinging a ground ball over the right edge of the mound out towards second. Knocked down there. Backhand flip to the shortstop there. Good play there defensively by John McGuire. Flipping to the shortstop, and that'll end the ball game. And St. Francis holds on and wins by a 6-5 final here in Joliet. Sherman Martin with the fielder's choice, forcing Hunter Darst, and that ends the inning and ends the game. Roosevelt in the 9th inning, they pick up a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a runner left on base. Final totals in this game, good ball game here today. And your final totals here this afternoon for St. Francis: 6 runs, 10 hits, no errors, and Roosevelt 5 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. Roosevelt very quickly adding it up here in my scorebook, leaving 9 on base, and St. Francis leaving, it looks like, 4. Although that's unofficial, and I don't believe that's accurate. I think they also left a runner on, at least 1 back in the 5th inning. That would make it at least 5. But either way, St. Francis able to win the ball game 6-5 to take game 1 of this 3-game series. And the 2 teams will meet again coming up on Sunday in a rescheduled doubleheader at Ozinga Field in Crestwood at the home venue for Roosevelt University baseball. Well, my great thanks to St. Francis Athletic Director Dave Laquetta. And also thanks to Josh Wallfish on stats. And thanks to all of you for watching here today. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast. Your final score again: the St. Francis Fighting Saints 6, the Roosevelt University Lakers 5. Hope to see you down the road either way. Until we speak to you again, this is Tom Westenfeld. Thank you so much for joining us. And for now, from Joliet, Illinois, we wish you all a very pleasant good afternoon.